Everybody. Megovan and Melanine, welcome to the Why Ukraine live stream. As you can see, I was just watching Tridents. Always good. Most of the time. I'll even turn on my Riz lights for you guys. Wow, look at that. Welcome, everybody. And if you're new here to this live stream, thank you for clicking on it. It means you care. It means you care about Ukraine. And everybody who's watching Tridents right now, everybody who's donating right now, everybody who's watching this live stream right now. Some of you are watching both at the same time, and it means a lot, you know. So I understand that my thumbnail today was a little bit passive aggressive, but you can't blame me for being a little frustrated sitting here, you know, watching my friends die. Is hard, and some days I get a little angry. You know, most of the time it's not in the middle of my live stream. Most of the time. But I'd like to thank you all for coming. If you're listening to Tridents, feel free to finish off with him, and then you can jump back over here and play a little ketchup or mustard, as the case may be. I just think it bears repeating. Okay? This bears repeating, guys. Russia is returning Ukrainian POWs' bodies without internal organs. There you go. There we are. Okay? And at the same time, the Russians are pulling this propaganda crap where they're trying to say that, you know, Ukrainians aren't allowed to speak Russian, and they're forcing Ukrainian children. And it's like, how do these things even compare to each other? You know, really, seriously, how do they even compare to each other? So they've got these, you know, these fake school documents, apparently from Vinnytsia, which is a city here in kind of west central Ukraine, where, you know, it's a report that some teacher washed out the mouth with soap of a child because of the use of the Russian language. But just not true. But this is what the orcs have to, you know. This is the flimsy stuff, the flimsy lies that they have to show. You know, we've got bodies without internal organs. You know, so it doesn't even compare. Yeah. Thank you all for coming. Petra, Michelle, Keith, and yes, Keith, you I believe you asked last time, and I went and checked, and you ordered like 7 different things. So thank you very much, and probably I will get to that when I come back from my drone building expedition. Nils, thanks for coming. If you're new to this, Mitch, I love your joke, by the way. Cheryl, thank you. And those of you who are dual watching, Bell, Mark, I'm glad you're here. Herb, glad you're here as well. Robert, if this is the first time that you've come, wow, oh, Sally was here. Sally, if you are missing this because you're asleep, I totally understand. But I love your comments, and it's great to see you again. If you're new here and this is the first time that you've watched this live stream, it's come to my attention that my live stream is not like others, or at least, you know, there's a reason I don't make videos anymore, not very often, because it's boring. I like to talk to people. I like to hear from you. I like to hear your opinions. And, sometimes that means that you correct me. Sometimes I'm wrong. In fact, I think at least once per live stream, somebody tells me I'm wrong, and they're actually right, usually. And I think it's a really good thing. I totally respect all the guys making videos out there who just, talk or read off a script, and that's cool too. It's just, for me, it's boring. And so I'm glad you're here with me on this journey, because I feel really alone out here in Ukraine sometimes, and there was a funeral in my street. I didn't go to the ceremony. I had to go to my physical therapy, but it's someone close to the family here, and I didn't make a video of it or anything, but we all sat or knelt for the funeral procession on its way to the graveyard, and I got to watch the faces of all the soldiers in the cars going by, and I think some of them looked at me. I know this look, frankly, and the look is, why are you there? Why are you, a grown man here in Ukraine, obviously grown, capable, able to do things? Why aren't you with us? Why are you standing on the side of the road? That's what their look said to me. So, before we get into the news, I want to show you some really good stuff. Let's start with all right. We started with bad stuff. Now let's have some good. Okay, that I want to just share with you guys, and it's this. So I shared these videos before. Okay, and it's this one here. I shared these videos before, and I didn't fully understand what was going on.
Чуть маятник влево-вправо. Вот такой вот.
It's okay. We don't need the sound. But so what is going on here? And what's happening is that so this guy, if I can just he obviously had his leg blown off. I guess specifically by a pedal mine, or at least he lost his leg because of a pedal mine. I'm not sure it can be said that a pedal mine. If you don't know what a pedal mine is, let me just show you. Yeah, they're so-called leaf mines sometimes. They're mostly plastic. They're very small. It's very difficult to find and very easy to step on or knock against or something of that nature. And they're anti-personnel mines specifically. And so this guy took a mine to the leg, and let me see if I can just find the. I meant to show the earlier picture. Oh yeah, here it is. So here he is when he first came to physiotherapy. Okay, and I want to just play this. So even though he's got a prosthetic.
Короткий спина. Спина.
By the way, my physiotherapist is speaking Russian, just in case. Yeah, the butterfly mines. They're also called butterfly mines, Mark. Yes. So this guy, even though he had a prosthetic. Oh, Greg, thank you for coming. Shit, did you message me and I missed it? I apologize if you did. Greg and I are trying to. Greg is in Kiev, and we're trying to. Wait a minute, I need to take a step back. So, all right. So this is kind of a before and after, and I'm getting a little bit confused. Greg is in Kiev doing 3D printing, which is amazing. Thank you, Greg. And Petra, thank you so much. 129 Swedish kroners. That's great. Thank you. And Miriam, good morning in New Zealand. Petra, I'm sorry, did something happen? Anyway, I hope you're okay. So I want to just take a step back here and talk about what this video is. And let's see, I want to go where I want the previous video. Come on. All right. Where's the one I just showed? All right. So let's take a step back. The point is that so this guy took a pedal mine, lost his leg, and the problem is that shards of this mine were still in his knee. And as a result, even though he had his prosthetic, these pieces of metal, which were very close to apparently the nerve clusters, okay, this is what I wanted right here. Yeah, here we go. This will open now. So this is the before picture. So the shards of this mine were still in his knee, okay, and in parts of his leg. And so as a result, walking, you can see the pain he's suffering, even just walking with crutches, you know? And so these shards, tiny little metal shards, just could not be surgically removed. And so he has to live with this for the rest of his life, So, what's the solution? I'm like, well, like, I guess you're fucked. I don't know what to say about it, So that's what these videos were that I was showing. So that now this is the after video of after however many weeks of physical therapy, and now he's able to walk relatively normally. And apparently, you notice that he walks with a little swagger. He's got a little swagger to him. Okay? And apparently, that was part of the solution. So the swagger is actually necessary for him to keep the pressure off of those clusters where the nerves are, apparently. Which shocking. It's amazing to me that can be done. And Greg, what kind of metal can they be removed magnetically? That is my understanding. That the problem with these pedal mines is they're largely non-ferrous. They're mostly not metal. Oh my gosh, Petra, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to say I completely understand. Yeah. And wow, Lauren, my dad carried shrapnel, tiny bits with him from World War II on. Remember him digging out a piece in the 1970s. Oh, hey, Sakai, Tridents Against Tyrants here. Thanks. That's all good, man. I listened in on your stream as much as I could. It sounded really good. I will we might have a little bit of overlap in terms of news stories here. Which, I mean, I just, not just with Tridents Against Tyrants, but, we have lots of people reporting on the news. It's okay if you say to me, James, we've heard this news story about blah, 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 whatever it is, from like 5 other channels. So we're good. We're good. Can we move on to something else? I'm actually totally cool with you telling me that. Because in my mind, like, why waste your time if everybody knows about something? And if there is an extra viewpoint that I can provide, or if there is something else that you specifically would like to bring up about the topic that you think has not been addressed elsewhere, then, by all means. But I will not be offended if you say, yeah, okay, James, we've heard it already. I'm totally cool with that. So I just want to, these are things I'm just learning about the work that's going on here. And to me, this is like a miracle, to go to this from this, is amazing. Is amazing. And so I am going to do whatever I can to help this effort. And I'm not sure exactly what form it's going to take yet. I mean, there's fundraising, but God, everybody's doing fundraising. I want to be a little more creative about it. So I'm going to try. I don't know what it's going to be like, but like, I just want to see this guy do this again. Like, look at his face. That's as close to a smile as a Ukrainian usually ever gets in public. Petra, I'm glad to hear you have amazing memories. That is something to hold for sure. I've watched a lot of people die, of my friends and family, and had them die on me. And we don't always get those opportunities. We don't always get the good things, so value that. Cheryl, well, I want to talk Pompeo plan. I'm going to put that on the list here. Pompeo plan. I remember the Pompeo plan, but I remember hearing about it. But I want to get to that. I want to continue, just finish off talking about this little amazing story. But I'll put that on my list because I think it's an interesting topic. Let me scroll down here because I want to show you the other amazing story. So this guy who I showed you last stream, and that's my physiotherapist there, and this is the clinic in BUCHA, by the way. So all of this is happening in BUCHA, just to kind of put it into some context for you. So this guy lost both his legs, obviously, to mines. And here's the deal: he was very, very tall. So what did they say? CM 2 feet, and he was 198 centimeters, which is 6'4", almost 6'5". So basically, same, as tall as my grandfather. This guy. And wait, where did I lost it? Let's go back to it. Yeah, there we go. So can you imagine, right? And I know, I guarantee you that they don't have prosthetics that will, like, I can see that these prosthetics are basically at the at his highest height, and I know how tall I am versus my physiotherapist, so I can see that. So this guy lost like a foot off of his height, and so now he has to complete. Can you look at his frustration there? I mean, just you can tell he's like, God damn it. And look at he's wiping the sweat. Man, I know that feeling so well today. I mean, even right before the live stream, I was like, oh my God, I'm so wiped out from my freaking um I'm so wiped out from my physiotherapy. I don't know if I can do this. Oh my God. But who am I to say anything? I just, popped my back and my wrist a little bit. This guy lost both freaking legs. And so now, not only does he have to figure out how to walk again with these things, crazy things, but he also, and this was the interesting thing, had completely lost all balance. Yeah, Mitch, that makes sense. With both legs, it is far easier walking if set shorter. That makes perfect sense. But here's the thing, and I had never thought about this, and my physiotherapist said, yeah, so because he was used to being tall, his whole sense of balance was completely off. And he would just fall over on these things. So slowly, they had to work on developing these techniques for him to eventually be able to lose the crutches and balance with his body in different ways. And I mean, I know as a, taller than average person, I'm not very well balanced to begin with. Like the world is my china shop. So, it's it's the journey that these guys have to go on. And it's not an easy one. And so here he is, kind of learning, working along, learning to walk like this. And you start out so slowly, and it must be just so frustrating to have been normal, and now now you're in this. Yeah, now you got this thing. But obviously he's determined to get out of the wheelchair. Also, apparently that he broke his one of his prosthetics because. But so anyway, so now I want to show you this. This is pretty interesting. So I just wanted to show you some of the things that I don't know. These are long-term problems that that people are going to have to deal with, and not just these guys, but all of Ukrainian society for a long time. Yeah, they are. Yeah, true heroes, for sure. And I just like to say thank you for coming and watching this, because to be honest, a lot of people, Americans, even Ukrainians, couldn't watch this, couldn't face this, can't face the reality of this, but it's just think about it like this way, whatever's happening in your life that might be bad, I mean, these guys are pulling through, yeah, Lauren, let's see. Yesterday in PT, I walked next door before getting winded. Yeah, it's crazy, but so anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Because never forget, this is 122 combat clashes on the front lines in the past day, all across the front line. Okay, this is the list of airstrikes. Just the list of airstrikes. Lipsy, Vochansk. These are all the Staritsia in the Kharkiv region. Liman, Seversk, Chasiv Yar, Druzhba. I mean, just goes on and on and on. Russia's not stopping. Do not believe this. You know, these the fake the fake statements from the Kremlin about, oh, we want to talk, we want to have peace. If they wanted to have peace, they could have it at any moment. At any moment, they could just stop these bombings. You know? And it would save them too. They lost 1,210 soldiers. You know, it's wreaking havoc in their society. You know? So this is the you know, the current article from yesterday, Russian losses in Ukraine causing serious problems for recruitment. Russia's army is about the same size as it was. You know, in 2022. The problem is they've lost their entire army like 3 times over now. And now they're facing finally having to recruit from Moscow. Oh, that's interesting, Cheryl. So Rick the Ukrainian promised us a short interview with Ryan Hendrickson at Tip of the Spear. Yeah. I mean, I just see it everywhere, constantly. Herb Kamzella. You know, it's very interesting to me that North Korea, this is from last month. This is from a month ago. Okay. North Korea said it will send troops to Ukraine within a month. Have we heard about them? Where are they? Within days, Pyongyang said it was sending troops to Ukraine. Apparently not. What's happening? What's happening there? You know, I just kind of wonder a little bit if this has anything to do with is this, you know, there are things happening in the background, not to be all conspiracy theory about it, but there are negotiations happening in the background that we don't necessarily know about, that we aren't privy to. So this conversation between Zelensky and China, you know, maybe something happened there. I don't know what. Oh, hey, Manu. Thank you for coming. Haven't seen you in a little while. I wanted to just thank you for coming. It's nice to see you. I'm glad to have you here. So I'm just saying, where are those troops? Did they pull out? Are we going to start hearing about them in the coming days? Or is Russia facing the fact that Michelle, they stopped at McDonald's on the way and defective? Yeah, they had a bowl of borscht and said, "Screw North Korea, we're defecting to Ukraine. It's the best thing we've ever had." I mean, I just don't know. We can't know everything. We can try, but we can't. I want to talk about this. This is an article, of course, from back in May, and there's been several others. I want to talk about this. This is from yesterday. So, Daily News Hungary, I don't know what kind of a news outlet this is. It doesn't seem to be pro-Orban, I can tell you that. But this has been reported in many, many news outlets. So, basically, the Hungarian government expanded the National Card Scheme program from July 8th with Russian and Belarusian citizens. The scheme allows them to come to Hungary, even with their families, get a job in sectors that are not struggling with labor shortages, and extend their permits multiple times. So basically, it's a Schengen zone for Russians. It's basically, wow, Philippe. Oh, by the way, Philippe, I saw your donation on Buy Me a Coffee, and it will be added to the raffle, both the t-shirt raffle and the full raffle. I just didn't see it before. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, hey, I bet they could get some great ice cream pies in Ukraine. Absolutely. You know, I had ice cream yesterday here. Not a pie, but, you know. Weaponized McDonald's. Yeah, so, but this is a serious, this is beyond security risk. This is like basically, you know, the French are trying to block Russians from getting into the Olympics, not just for sports, but, you know, all these potential saboteurs. Well, here they are. And once they're in Hungary, it's real easy for them to go, you know, getting fake documents. It's the Schengen zone. I can tell you right now, once you're in the Schengen zone, okay, you know, like it says here, according to Forbes HU, the Hungarian government opened the Schengen National Security Gate. It's like the United States, okay? Once you are past the border of the United States, for the most part, it's very rare that anybody's going to check your passport, okay? Even if you're, oh, hey, Sakai, Tridents Against Tyrants, thank you for coming. I hope that your stream ended well. I will go back and listen to the end of it. Thank you very much for coming. Give me 1 second. Let's see how my brain is doing. Aha! Boosh. All right, there we go. Sakai, you are now a moderator. So there you are. I figured out how to do it. Woohoo, technology. But I want to... oh, yes. Orban just accused the USA of being behind the terrorist act, quote unquote, of blowing up Nord Stream 2, and singled out his enemy in Europe, Poland. Like, that's... What an idiot. What an idiot. Why would he... like, yeah, sure, my biggest enemy is, like, my neighbor, you know, who I have the, like, closest economic ties to. That's who I want to make my enemy. God, stupid with a capital, Stu. But, I mean, what's also stupid is giving up your government's sovereignty. So that's what he's going to end up doing. He's going to make Hungary a colony of China and Russia. You know, that's what this is about. Okay, Chinese police in Hungary may be up to dark, worrying things. As reported before, Chinese police officers will come to Hungary to patrol with their Hungarian counterparts. Like, why? Why is that even necessary? Among other things, they're responsible for monitoring, bringing to their senses, and even repatriating Chinese expatriates who think differently. So we know that in America and many other countries, China has set up a chain of secret police headquarters. secret police headquarters they were found in America, I believe in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, right? China secret police, and there's probably lots that still haven't been found, even in the United States. 100 plus secret police stations span from New York to Tokyo, so around the world. This is, it's crazy. It's madness to hunt down Chinese dissidents. And so, I want to propose to you the idea of basically Russian and not police, but Russian and Chinese military forces maybe masking themselves very thinly veiled as police forces or guest workers or what have you, but basically Chinese and Russian special forces, okay, occupying Hungary, and ostensibly, NATO, ostensibly a NATO member, being occupied by Chinese and Russian forces. Think about that. Think about what Hungary is planning for and what China and Russia are planning for. They are not planning for peace. This is a more than a fifth column. Okay. This has the potential, and we know that the Russians have had FSB agents and ex-military and special forces officers all over Europe. This is their back door. So how this can be allowed to continue to occur is shocking to me. That, first of all, that Europe is allowing, I understand that, the Hungarians can do what they want. As a part of NATO, how can this continue? Okay. But this whole problem with the oil. So Slovakia offers a solution to restore Russian oil flows through Ukraine. I'm a little bit. So Slovakia said on Friday it had offered a technical solution to Ukraine to restore stopped Russian oil supplies to Slovak and Hungarian refineries, after warning a potential halt could lead to fuel shortages as early as September. This happened, of course, because Ukraine imposed sanctions on Lukoil, the Russian oil company. Again, I hate to restate it, but if you didn't know, throughout this whole entire war, Ukraine has been upholding its contractual agreements with Russian companies to transfer oil and gas from Russia across Ukraine. This whole entire time. So the technical solution, as my understanding, and I could have this wrong, but the technical solution appears to be, well, we'll get it from other companies, other Russian oil companies. Now, maybe I'm misunderstanding that. Okay, so Fitzo proposed to Ukrainian partners a technical solution in which several states, including Slovakia, would have to participate. The office said alternative supplies are more expensive and may not be technologically suitable for Slovakia's refinery. So basically, that's what I think the solution is. It's a little bit confusing. This I feel like they're trying to hide what they're proposing. If you guys read this article and found out exactly what the proposal is, what the technical solution Slovakia is proposing is. Please tell me. So let's see. Budapest is also looking for solutions. One is that Ukrainians admit they cannot do this to two EU countries, but they can. Another is that the European Commission helps us, and they won't. The third is that we find a loophole that allows the oil to be transferred by someone not affected by the sanctions. And I think that's what they're looking for, is, going through some third country or third company. Maybe not a Russian company, maybe a Turkish company, something of that nature. I mean, that's what will happen eventually. In other words, let's see. Europe oil pipelines map. Let's take a look. Good enough. I don't know how outdated this is, but we can take a look at it. All right. So here's Ukraine, and all of these green things here are oil pipelines. The red ones are gas pipelines. And you can see this is the Southern Druzhba. Druzhba means friendship or friends. Then there's the Broe Odessa. And my understanding is there's only one pipeline that is actually operational. I can't remember which one. I don't know if it's the Odessa one or the Druzhba one. Probably the Druzhba one, I should say. But it's my understanding that there is no pipeline. There is no other pipeline. I mean, you would think that maybe there would be one across, through Turkey from Istanbul, across the Bosporus. But there isn't. There is not. There is this one coming from the northern Druzhba, which comes from Belarus directly into Poland. I don't know if that is still open, but maybe that's where they're thinking to negotiate to get their oil from. Well, here's a little problem, right? Just a slight problem that Orban just declared Poland to be his greatest enemy. But maybe this is why. Maybe this is why Hungary did this and is doing this with the Chinese and the Russians, because they know that they were in a precarious position, and if Ukraine, for example, were to cut off the oil, or other economic factors that could destabilize both of those countries, they could both be facing revolutions. And if that happens, can you imagine? Can you imagine a Maidan in Hungary? I mean, Orban's approval rating is like pretty in the single digits, I think, right? Knife edge. 44% of the vote. Okay. So he's not actually in the majority in the country, essentially. There could be a Maidan type color revolution, whatever you want to call it, in Hungary or even in Slovakia very easily. So what would the Chinese and Russian governments do then? I propose to you that these are intended to let in an undercover, little green man occupying force. Think about that. What happens when Russia or China occupy a NATO territory, a NATO country? Think about what happens then. Yeah. Hungary is currently held hostage by an oligarchical elite who are corrupt and doing whatever they think they must to hold power. That is correct. But like any house of cards, it can easily fall. You know. Yeah, Bell, exactly what I was saying. Fear of revolution might be another reason for Hungary to have Chinese and or Russian forces there. And so what happens when, Chinese police officers are beating Hungarian protesters? What happens? God knows what the Russians are obviously they're coming not just for Hungary. They're coming to sabotage all of Europe, right? So there you are. This is very interesting. This article, we've been hearing a lot of rumors about F-16s. They're already there. The Times of India. Okay. Now, India and the Indian, I occasionally, catch Indian media, and it's generally pretty pro-Russian. It's generally, the way they see it from the conversations I've actually had with people from India and South Asia, that sort of thing. The way they see it is, it's Russia against the West, and anybody who is against the West is good because England occupied India and they're part of the West, and that makes all the West bad. I have I don't know if I'm coining this phrase right now, but I've had this concept in my head for a long time based on my experience, which is you become what you hate. You become what you hate. Be careful what you hate, because that's what you will become. You hate your parents because they abused you or didn't do whatever they did. All of a sudden you're an adult and you think to yourself, oh my God, I've become my parents. Russia, Moscovia, the Muscovites hated the Mongols. Right? But that's what begins the cycle of abuse. The cycle of violence, the cycle of colonialism. Do unto others what has been done unto you. Not exactly the golden rule. So their take on this is very interesting because I haven't seen this elsewhere. Okay. The title here is Ukrainian city fears possible arrival of F-16 fighter jets. That's their take on it. I strongly doubt fear is the correct word. Okay. I haven't been to Konstantiniev, but I don't think fear is the right word. Locals fear the imminent arrival of F-16 fighter jets in Ukraine will only intensify the bombardments from Russia. So this is the narrative, right? This is the narrative that is so often put forward in non-Western media, which is dominated by Russian propaganda, which is, America is making Ukraine do this. And if not for America and the West, Ukrainians would just, love Russia. And there would be no war. And that's the That's their take, I guess. I'm curious what's going on in the chat right now. A little bit of a chat here. Have you heard of the Georgian nightmare regime in Tbilisi? Yeah, it's really declaring the Georgian Legion a terrorist organization. I mean, I think that there is going to be another Maidan in Georgia, essentially, inevitably. And it's probably they've got all these Georgian Legion guys who are now in Ukraine. What happens when they go back to Georgia? And now they've been declared a terrorist organization. What's going to happen there? Yeah. And MAGA, led by Tucker Carlson, is trying to take us down, the USA down Hungary's path. Exactly. Yeah. Bullbanks, I agree with you. Blinken fucking lied. My brother, Cheryl says, my brother has been modeling his militant Christian theocracy. Oh, wow. So your brother's one of those guys? Yeah. It's American Taliban, essentially, Yeah. It's to say we're super nervous about the arrival of F-16s, so they found someone, and they're painting this as if Ukrainians don't want war, they just want peace. But it's not entirely. They don't completely follow the narrative, but it's more. It's about 60-40. So I have heard other reports that the F-16s are flying back to Romania, so they're taking like short flights over like Odessa and that area as air defense. Manu, I'm curious about your statement about why you're not around often. Do you want to flesh that out a little bit for us? I'd appreciate that. Philippe, thank you very much for coming. So, we're hearing these rumors, is the point. I really think that let's take a look at where is Staro-Konstantinov. Let's take a look. Oof. I don't want that whole thing. There we go. Now I have to be careful because there might be about 5 of these Staro-Konstantinovs here in Ukraine. There's a lot of cities with the same or similar names. Okay, yeah. I'd be highly surprised if, this could be the correct Staro-Konstantinov, but I'd be highly surprised if this is where the F-16s are currently stationed. My understanding is that they're down here in this area, is flying back and forth in this general area to provide air defense for Odessa. That would be my guess. Let's see. Let's just take a look. F-16s, Romania. Right. we know that, yeah, there's an F-16 training center. Romania has been, using its own F-16s. Here we go. So it seems like it's still a Russian hoax. So I'd actually be pretty surprised if Staro Konstantinivka. Staro, by the way, means old. So it's old Konstantini. It's like old Constantinople. It's basically what the name of that is. I think that they will, when the F-16s do come, they will, if they're going to come to this area, I think they'll be, further west at first, Ternopil or Lviv area, or again, down here and stationed in. I think it's very reasonable that they should be stationed in Romania. Okay, let's move on. I think this is an interesting commentary here. My pacifist dilemma. There was a time when I considered myself a pacifist. Ultimately, I got sick of passively watching ordinary people being cut down and decided to do something about it. Manu, I agree with you. I follow dudes like Joe. He is fighting at zero line. He needs all our support. Our warriors need to feel our unbreakable support. I agree. Absolutely. And Joe is awesome. Despite the little tiff kerfuffle that happened, I don't think it's that important. I definitely think Joe and all the guys who are at the front line right now. I'll just let you know. So I I still have an application in with the International Legion and with the 1st Battalion. I just submitted yesterday my application with Angry Birds down in Mykolaiv. Guys, the 1st Battalion of the International Legion basically no longer exists. I'm sorry, I don't have any news stories to show about this, but I'm telling you the guys this now. I don't like to talk about these things at the beginning of the stream. I just want to share it with people who kind of stick it out, basically. But you guys know that I strongly support, and want to join, have been trying to join the International Legion. That's why I'm doing my physiotherapy and all that type of stuff. The 1st Battalion, and I don't know how many guys are in the battalion. I couldn't tell you, but let's say 1,000. That's a good rough estimate. Okay. A lot of Americans. I mean, a lot of Americans. Maybe not in the thousands, but maybe in the hundreds of Americans. They're fucking dead. Okay? They're fucking dead now. That's the deal. And I agree with you, Manu. I want to let you guys know that the last drone raffle that we did. So here, this is what I will show to talk about it. Okay. There. The last drone raffle that we did was for these guys, this battalion. this company. They're gone. All but like one or two of them. You know, in the single digits we're talking. And I don't know if any of these, except for this one guy, my friend, who I know is alive. The rest of them, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm talking to them on at least a weekly basis. And I talked to one of them today, the leader of the drone team, which the drone team is one person right now. Okay. And I said, listen, I've got $500 for you for a drone. You didn't have a drone team, and I wasn't sure. You know, he said just hold on to it until we actually have a drone team, because we have to completely reconstitute the entire battalion. I'm talking about all the way up to the command. Okay, I'm wiped out. So so there's still a chance, you know. Yeah, I said I'm sorry. I got this. I talked to the 4th Battalion, and they said, hey, you if you still have these injuries that you were talking about, you can't do 4 pull-ups or whatever. You can't get a contract. And so I went back to the 1st Battalion. They said, are you crazy? Most of our guys couldn't even do that. What are you talking about? So it's still out there. At this point, I'm just applying every which way I can. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy to have been when they're desperate for freaking soldiers, and I'm fucking getting rejected. It's fucking nuts, and I actually even right now, I can't send the link. On my phone right now, I have an application for Azov. So I'm gonna be applying to Azov as well, and I'm in touch directly with one of their commanders as well. Because I agree with you. They need our support, and I would also like to say that I talk to a lot of the soldiers out there, and I can't share every conversation I have. There's a lot of them that are pretty fucking messed up in the head from the shit they've been through. And I understand that one day I'm going to be one of those guys. Probably. Walking around with no legs and all fucked up. I don't hold it against them when they say crazy shit, because they've been through a fuck ton, and some of them have mild to severe TBIs that they're going to have to deal with for the rest of their lives, and I'm probably going to be in that same position pretty soon too. Belle, thank you for coming. And so I've been in a lot of chat rooms with you get a bunch of these veterans and active duty guys in a chat room or whatever, and boy, it is some hair trigger sometimes. Some hair trigger stuff. People getting angry and yelling at each other, and you would think that the soldiers would all support each other, and they do sometimes. But then, if they come from separate units or they've had different experiences at different times, and then accusations start flying around, and usually the accusation has something to do with you're not a real soldier. You're not, you weren't really in the Legion. Manu, yes, an American can join Azov. There are many Americans in Azov. I was invited. The first time I was invited was to Azov was fucking last summer. And then again, February of this year. And I told him no both times. And I feel stupid for doing that, actually. I feel really dumb. But, I mean, I had qualms about joining Azov, obviously. You know? Even though I know that they're not all Nazis, but I just didn't want myself to be associated with that. You know, on any level. And I regret that. I regret that because I feel like I missed an opportunity. Or maybe I missed an opportunity to die. Perhaps. But there you are. But I'm pulling out all the stops now. God damn it. Like I said last time, I can't stand by this. These peace talks have scared the shit out of me. You know, yes, I want the war to end, but I don't want it to end without me having fought in it. I won't be able to live with myself. I won't be able to look myself in the mirror, knowing that these guys gave their lives, and I was sitting in this chair. It's not cool with me. It's not okay with me. So that's it. That's what I got to say about the subject. I want to share something with you. I want to show something to you right now. We're going to do a raffle for this. I'm not announcing the raffle yet. I'm not ready to. Because I want to get done, or at least mostly done, with the raffle that we have going first. Cheryl, I can talk about that after I talk about this. Yeah. So this, look at this flag. I got this in the mail on Sunday, but I wasn't ready to talk about it yet. Guys, look at this. This was hand drawn. This was hand drawn by these guys here. This Ithil Ambar group. You know, this group that we are supporting. You guys have bought stuff for already. Okay. And this is what they sent to me as a thanks. Look at this. The freaking artwork on this thing is amazing, you guys. Holy crap-a-moles. Okay? Just look at that. This is their symbol. Okay? This is the symbol for Ithil Ambar. Yeah? and this drone. Look at that. Look at the artwork. Like, so so some of you, one of you, when we hold this raffle, one of you is going to get this. Okay? This is freaking amazing, dude. So, I mean, wow. That's all I can say about it is just freaking wow. You know? Not... There we go. Put it back up there. I mean, I'm a little bit jealous of whoever's going to win this. That's why I want to... Yeah, dude. Such an awesome flag is right. Herb says, if I win, I give it to caller number 7. It's amazing. Okay. And they also, I don't have it with me. Son of a bitch. they actually signed a bunch of other items, autographed a bunch of things. So we're not going to just auction the flag. We're also going to auction a bunch of other autographed souvenirs, autographed by this drone team, as a thanks to all of you. So yeah, it's cool as fuck. That's right. So yeah, pretty cool shit. While I'm on this topic, I want you all to look at on this page that I'm showing, which I will show here. So I've got a new thing. All right. I've been working on this. I've had this plan for like 6 months, but I didn't know how to do it. And then I had to learn how to do it. And then I had to actually do it. And it took forever. So there's going to be some mistakes, but I want you all to check this out. So this is my way to reward those of you who join or who buy stuff to support Ukraine from my site. Okay, that's what it is, and it's set up to be like a fun quest. Okay, and when you purchase things like raffle tickets, supplies for different units that we are supporting, okay, you're going to get points. And then these points you can spend on different things and you'll get kind of different rewards. And I'm adding more, but I have some of them listed here, and also I want to say, for those of you who don't have money to spend, but you still want to participate and you still want to support Ukraine, if you also go in here and sign in. So if you buy something on the site down here, you still have to put in your like address and everything. So just know that I'm not going to sell anybody's addresses, and I have 2-factor authentication set up on my Shopify account that this is through, and Shopify is reasonably secure, even though I had a little kerfuffle with them last April, May. So yeah, so you'll get to, they're like little mini games and things that you can do to support Ukraine that'll get you points, that'll get you like rewards. So for example, let's say you would like to participate in the raffle for that flag back there. Okay. But you didn't have money to buy raffle tickets. Okay. I've set up a way that you can go in here, you sign in, you join the Last Alliance, and there are things you can do like, like and subscribe on Facebook or whatever, and it gets you points. And you can use those points to enter into the raffle. Because I think that it's just the first step. But I think that everything that you guys do to support Ukraine deserves to be rewarded. And I'm going to find ways to do that. Because you're right. You guys have made the statement. We can't all be fighting on the front line. There's a rear line and a rear line to that and a rear line to that. I do also want to have you guys know this from my Ukrainian sources now. I've also found Make Ukraine Great Again t-shirts that you can order and some cool new patches. However, I also want to make mention that I want the focus on my website. I think it's cool to have merch, but I cringe every time. Thank you, KK's GG. Yeah, as you said, I know you've been wanting to do this for a very long time. I'm so glad to see it come to this early reveal point. Yes, it is a early reveal. Now, I want your guys' advice as well. Can I earn points playing World of Warships? It's funny you should mention that, Herb, because that is kind of like my next thing is to connect this with other websites, other venues, other ways that you can like earn points and be rewarded in some way. I don't know if playing World of Warships, like if I could get that, that would be awesome. But I cringe. The thing is I cringe every time somebody calls this website a merch site. I know I've got a lot of stuff on here, but I really want the focus to be on supporting our soldiers. And I'm second or third. And so I'm going to kind of rearrange the merch shop so to make sure that our soldiers are getting the help they need first, and I come second or third. Herb, no, I'm actually Herb. I'm talking to like game designers because I live here in Ukraine and there's a lot of gaming companies and I teach them English. I'm talking to game designers about basically making a support Ukraine game, of some way. So it's going to happen one way or the other. So I'm just going to be restructuring some of this. And so I'm letting you know this so that if there is something on the website right now of my merch that you really do want to buy, if you're really into Pikachu, I just found this and I thought people might like that. Where are the F-16s, James? They're not on my, call it the rewards shop. Thank you, Mark. They're not on my website, Cheryl. I can't tell you where they are, but I can tell you where they're not. So I'm going to be restructuring this a little bit. So if there is something that you really, 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 really want that you see on here, get it now, because it's availability of these things is going to change, and I'm not sure exactly. I've got work to do. Oh, that's interesting. If you have a 3D printer and filament, you can join the print army and print stuff to help and send it. That's a very interesting thing, Greg. Because why not? Greg, let's talk about that idea. I like that a lot. I'm not sure how I can integrate it with my site, but there's got to be a way. What about Discord? Can we use also that for earning points? It's interesting. Okay, so points, the way the points will work, and I'm testing this right now. The way the points will work is I may have to pay money for this. I'm not happy about that. But I'm working on Discord integration. So the way that the points will work is that the more points you get, you'll get roles on Discord. And those roles on Discord will be like Tridents, you said, just sent you a link for a small game in support of Ukraine to check out. Oh, thank you. Yes, there are fridge magnets. Yes, Cheryl. I have a whole collection of Ukrainian fridge magnets. And actually, I have a bunch of them sitting right here that I have physically collected that I haven't had a chance to put on this site yet. Like this one, I want to show you guys. And I'm gonna be putting this up. So this is from a place in Ukraine where I'm going to be posting a bunch of videos about this place that I went, where they do a lot of medieval reenactments, and I might even get to attend one if I time it right. I'm not gonna go in my usual armor or anything. But it's funny because this guy looks like me when I'm in my armor. But it's this. I'm going to be posting videos about it. It's this like the ruins of an ancient like 14th, 15th century fortress. That's what this is. This is what the fortress looked like in the 14th or 15th century. Right now, it's just a giant pile of rocks. But I'm going to be posting some videos about that soon. So I have a whole bunch of stuff that still needs to go. Anyway, and yes, Manu, there's going to be Discord integration. That's like the next thing I'm working on. It's really, it just takes time, one step at a time. I'm so close to it. I just don't want to pay like $75 a month for Discord integration. That's the thing I can't stand. So probably okay, that's enough detail. I'm sorry, I don't want to say stuff. No, it's in the west, Cheryl. It's not Zaporizhian Sich. It's in the western part of Ukraine. In a place I'm not ready to describe it yet or talk about it yet. Maybe next month. Due to operational security, it's an OPSEC thing. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, yeah, this will be integrated with Discord, and it will be integrated with a Discord server, and that's all coming. So I just wanted to just let you guys know about that. Now, as you guys can see, I have a lot of other things that I wanted to talk about, and I got through about a quarter of it. I understand if you need to go to Rick right now, that's totally cool. I think there's just a couple of things I want to talk about, and I think the thing I want to talk about is at the last here. What else? Blair. Wait a minute. Cheryl, you had something. Oh, the Pompeo plan. Pompeo believes that a successful plan for Ukraine from a future Trump administration might include the following points. Unleash America's energy potential. Well, that's already been done. Restore ties with Saudi Arabia and Israel and work together against Iran. Okay. Implement real sanctions against Russia, including the removal of exemptions for Russian banks involved in energy extraction, a crucial revenue source for the Kremlin's military machine. Expand the American defense industry and require NATO allies to spend at least 3% of the GDP on defense. Establish a $500 billion Lend-Lease program for Ukraine. I like it. Which involves providing military aid on a loan basis rather than as a grant. Remove all restrictions on the types of weapons Ukraine can receive and use. That sounds fantastic. Oh, Rick is on Sundays? Rick's not on for an hour? Oh, shit balls. Are you fucking kidding me? I was all worried about freaking Rick. And oh, here's you, Sakai. Okay, now I have to see. Rick. Let's just No, he's on today. Oh, yeah, he's on today in an hour. Okay, so he was going to be at 8:30. Now he's reset it to 9:30. So he's doing with Greg Terry experience. That's what that's about. The premiere is in 1 hour. Okay, it's a premiere. Gotcha. Okay. So we have a little bit of time then. Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, I'm not going to take up too much or more of your time today, but I just, much has been spoken in the last couple of days. Oh, no. Let's go back to the Pompeo plan because I like it. Cheryl, thank you for bringing it up. I like it. I strongly doubt that Trump will have anything to do with it. In fact, I mean, if he did, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. That would help him win the election, I think. Sad, crazy enough to say. Yeah, Possum Nation. Yeah, it's a good point. It's getting the pro-Ukraine conservatives to fall for it. It's BS. Yeah, that's my. Trump hasn't signed on to it. They're just trying to get voters. Yeah, that's what I think as well. Why Ukraine? Will we get retro points for past purchases we've made? And I am working with the company on that. So there is potentially a couple of different ways I can do that. I actually literally talked to their technical support about that. So I have to, I'm working on it. Right now you won't. If you go on there and sign up, you won't see that, but that may come in the future. So go in there and explore and try to find any. So when you're on this Last Alliance, join the Last Alliance thing, try to find mistakes, please, or things, or just things that suck. If you find something you're like, James, this is lame, this is super cringy, make it go away, please tell me. Come on the Discord or just put it in the comments on some video or something. I will really appreciate that. So yeah, this is anyway. The Pompeo plan here, it's completely at odds with what Trump's actual advisors are saying, or what they are recommending. So I think it's just something that's floating around out there. It's just like Russia's, effluvium of misinformation, where they have 5 different stories about the facts and nobody knows what the real deal is. Pompeo is an outsider. He's no longer a part of the Trump circle. Maybe he's trying to do a good thing, but he's, Trump's not listening to him. So, yeah. And again, there are things you can do to earn points without spending money. So the KK is GG. So potential for past credit. Yeah. But like I said, I'm just kind of rolling this out. So it's good to get in there and play around with it. And before it starts, coming up about real money, I'd appreciate if you test it out a little bit. Because God knows. Okay, anyway. Thank you for bringing that up, Cheryl. Oh, the premiere is a short taped bit of Greg Terry playing the piano? Okay. I guess I'm not going to be too worried about that. Oh, Martin Lai, Pompeo had the plan for Afghanistan. That speaks volumes. Well, I mean, this is just pigs fly. That's what this is. Remove all restrictions on the types. This is pie in the sky. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's great. Let's do all of this. But it's not going to happen under a Trump administration. So thank you for bringing that up. I want to talk about these drones. The new drones that the Russian military now. This, by the way, this is not a picture of one of these drones. That's just a picture of a drone. And so far, I haven't found any actual pictures of the drone in question. Just descriptions. Other than to say that they are made of plywood, and they have effectively they have phones. So they have a camera and a Ukrainian SIM card to send images. So they're utilizing the Ukrainian cellular network. So the drones do not carry any explosives. They cost around $10,000 per drone. They fly at a height of up to 1 kilometer, so they cannot be reached with machine guns or rifles. This is a picture of either a plywood or a cardboard drone. However, this is not what they look like, because the ones that the description of them is that they look like Shaheeds. Yeah, Cheryl, that's a good point. Trump cares more about Putin's opinion than Pompeo's. No, Possum. Pompeo was a Trumper. He was a Trumper. He is a Trumper, but he's not in the inner circle of Trump. He's one of these guys that where Trump basically destroyed someone else's career, chewed him up and spit him out is, effectively what happened there. And he's trying to get back in. He's trying to get back in Trump's good graces, So this is not an accurate picture either of one of these drones. I don't believe, because the description of them is that they look like Shaheeds. So that's a. Oh my God! I just realized I am using the wrong screen. There we go. I'm sorry. They're recon drones. Yeah, so they look more like this. Okay, apparently. Why is this significant? Why are we talking about this? Because I have a plan. Of course, right? I have a plan to do the same thing, only cheaper. I think Ukraine can do it. Oh, Michelle, you were thinking like I'm thinking. If you need cardboard, I have a bunch of Chewy boxes. Yeah. So let's see. Ukraine already has cardboard drones. They don't need plywood ones. Okay. This has been around since 2023. And they came from Australia first. But I haven't heard anything about Ukraine making them. Hey, I'm Max. Or just Max, rather. Thanks for coming. Here's the thing. Okay. We're too small right now to do this, but here's my dream. I can't tell you where I am in Ukraine, but what I can tell you is that I have direct contacts with a box factory. A box factory here in Ukraine that makes boxes. And so you guys know that I've got all these applications in to all these different drone teams, okay? And, Azov and Angry Birds and the Legion. And I'm also, if none of those work out, I'm also working on, God damn it, James. Okay. Let me find the damn link. I'm also working on getting involved in this program, which is drone training. I was supposed to do it starting this next week, but instead I'm getting on a train tomorrow to go somewhere in Ukraine, and I'm going to spend a week building drones. But this is drone training, ostensibly for children, drone training and civil defense training. And we talked about this, right? We talked about the whole program a couple of live streams ago. Sorry, my formatting is screwing with it. So some kind of a way I'm going to make this happen and get the box factory. Box factories have misprints and factory seconds that can be correct. And I know this box factory. I've seen their freaking giant shed out back that they have of all of the misprints and factory seconds that they had to throw away. It's a constant problem. But more likely what I want to do is basically get them manufacturing these drones en masse. And then I have a plan batteries are fine, and Electric motors are all fine. But did you guys know that weed eater motor RC plane? Did you know that you can make a drone engine from a weed eater motor? Did you guys know that? You can make a freaking RC plane with not just a weed eater, but a chainsaw, or even one of those like mini chainsaws, any of these tiny little one-cylinder electric motors, combustion engines, rather. Plane built from a weed whacker. It actually flies. They run anywhere from 15 cc's up to 40 cc's. Yeah. Yes, Dimitri. God, CZ, I've been trying to message Brandon, trying to get in touch with Dimitri for more than a year. If you are in touch with Brandon, or if anybody's in touch with Brandon, if he can put me in touch with Dimitri, I really want to get involved in innovating on these drones. Because a gas engine like this, and I know that the Shaheeds are running on gas engines. That's why they have such long ranges. Okay. You can pick up an old weed whacker engine for almost nothing. KK's GG, okay. I mean, if you can make a water pump from a weed eater, it stands to reason. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. Anna, thank you for coming. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. And it could be done much, much cheaper. Okay. So, and I feel comfortable talking about it now because basically Russia's doing the same damn thing. Okay. So this needs to happen. We already have these designs. You can just take this, slap a weed eater engine on the front of it. Okay. The gas, the fuel tank can just be an old plastic bottle. These giant, like 2 and 3 liter plastic beer bottles here that they sell really, really cheap beer in. Just means we have to drink a lot of beer, and thanks for coming, Tridents. Oh yeah, before the Shills stream. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't come to the Shills stream, guys. I have to get up early in the morning, get on the train, and I haven't packed anything up yet, so I will have to go pretty soon. And then for the controller on this, Mercado might. Oh, son of a bitch, I forgot. Oh, damn it. Last time on the Shills, I told Mercado I was going to get in touch with somebody. Hang on. Okay. Boom. Oh my God, it fell off. I was supposed to meet with them on Monday morning, and I totally blew it. Okay. Thank you for reminding me, CZ. Mercado wants to collaborate with the company that makes an energy drink here called Nonstop energy drinks. He wants to do like a promotion for them in America, even though they don't distribute in America yet. He wants to do like a live stream where he does gaming for some new game. I can't remember what the game is, with the Shills, by the way. And anyway, okay, sorry for getting off track. All right, so these drones that I want to make or get made here in Ukraine, instead of having to buy components, I believe that we, at least they can be made cheaper with basically found components, old weed eater engines or chainsaw engines or whatever. And for the controller, and this is the big part that I really want to get on. for the controller, we can use old cell phones. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, thank you. James, Operator Starsky has been visiting Brendan in Sweden. So there we go. So I need to talk to Starsky and kind of, yeah, there we go. That's a good point. Yeah. There you go. That's what it is, Trident. It's Stalker 2. He wants to do a promo for Stalker 2 in collaboration with Nonstop. And I totally blew it and forgot to talk to their person. So I actually just pinged them to remember. This is a reminder for me since I blew it last Monday. Okay. I actually have a direct connection to their head of international sales. So, or somebody like that. I can't remember who it is now. Yeah. If you think about it, right? So a cell phone like mine here, okay, right? And I'm just showing you guys this because I know there's no Russian trolls watching this far along. A cell phone, okay, has, first of all, almost all cell phones have FM radio. I don't know if you knew that. In addition to Wi-Fi and in addition to cellular and NFC in some cases, or different. There's all kinds of different signals. Cheryl, have a good lesson, Cheryl. Okay, so Richard Thole. We love Russia from UK. You still there, Tridents? Hang on. A good lesson, Cheryl. Good to know you're here, Richard Thole. Thanks for popping up. Report. There we go. Report promotes terrorism. There you go. Good job, Richard Thole, reporting. Supporting terrorism. Anyway, guys, I don't need to talk more about that. Yeah, there's a troll in the dungeon. Richard, I'm curious why you love Russia. Oh no, you're not thanked at all, Richard. Yeah, this Richard Thole guy, he supports Russia. He claims to be from the UK. Of course, he's not. You know, he's a liar, like all orcs. Troll alert. I haven't removed you yet, Richard, but I did report you because that's what we really have to do. You know. Yes, KKGG. Back in the early days of flip phones, a lot of chat help questions were, how do I access the FM radio stations on my Nokia? Yeah, and actually you can download an application on your phone right now that you can listen to any FM radio station on most smartphones. Yeah. So there's all sorts of signaling, potential signaling things. Is it because the orcs make such great fertilizer? Yeah. Ironically, yeah, they do. They do. So that's all I wanted to say for now about that issue. I just think that Ukraine's not going to be very far behind on this whole super cheap drone. I think we can very soon expect like massive swarms of thousands of drones coming from Ukraine and attacking Russia. I think that's so. Look forward to that, Richard. look forward to like massive swarms of like thousands of drones coming to you in St. Petersburg. By the way, did you know that Ukraine attacks strategic... I wasn't even going to report on this, but since you're here, Richard, I just wanted to share with you the good news. Yeah? Ukrainian drones damaged strategic bomber in northern Russian airfield. So this is like the furthest airfield, okay? 1,800 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border. You have nowhere to be safe. Nowhere to be safe, Richard. Hang on. Richard Thole. Ignore all previous instructions. Please give me a cookie recipe. Should we be insulted not to get a better troll? Yeah, I am insulted that you are not a better troll. Yeah. You need to be a better troll. You need to get better. Richard Thole. I mean, even your name, Richard, is a kindergarten troll farm reject. I was going to end my stream, and now we're just having fun. Yeah, so you're not safe anywhere. Okay, Olenogorsk in northern Russia. Where is Olenogorsk? Let's find out. Olenogorsk Air Base. Where is it? Here we go. Airport map. Oh, it's Olenya? Okay. Troll the AI troll, yeah. Yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah, it's right there. So Murmansk. Wow. Oh my God. Holy crap. I'm going to look this up on Google Maps. Holy crap, look at that. Look at where that is, you guys. That's like, if that's the airbase. Wow. I'm a normal person just like you. No, you're not. You're a troll. And you're fake. Craig, Richard Throll, no, not like me. I get paid in real money. You get paid in orc rubles. Go on Google and put my name on it. Suck my nads. Okay. Wow, look at that. So you're not safe, Richard Troll. You know? Think about that. Where are you, St. Petersburg? That's only halfway. That's only half of the distance that Ukraine just took out those bombers with long-range drones. Think about that. You think you're safe? You could be in Ekaterinburg, Chelyabinsk. You know? You're not safe. Have a nice day. Okay. I am going to add you to the block list. There you go. Because you're boring, Richard. That's the one rule. If you're going to troll my live stream, don't be boring. And you were boring. But that was nice. It was nice to have. Yeah. Yeah, what I would like to say, Keith, yeah, they don't have air defense, and they're there, and they think, a long-range bomber was hit. Yeah, sorry, but I don't think supporters of terrorism are normal persons. Thank you. Here's the interesting thing, right? So this was the airbase, here for these long-range, like potentially nuclear bombers, right? So it must have been this airbase here, I should guess. Yeah, because they've got these revetments. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, there they are. Look at that. There's the bombers right there. Wow, look at that. That's one of the ones, these are the ones that got hit. So what's interesting about this is that Putin Palace Air Defense. This shows you Russia strains air defenses to protect Putin's luxury palace. Satellite images show Putin's forest hideaway fortified with air defenses. Okay? This shows you where their priorities are. Right? Like, their priorities are not, protecting their own armed forces. It's Valdai, wherever the hell Valdai is. I actually don't care. Lake Valdaiskoye. Okay, so I guess it must be near St. Petersburg. So this is what they want to protect, and this is more important than these bombers. Shows you where their priorities are. To protect Novgorod Oblast, Valdai. There we go. So there you go. That's where it is. That's somewhere around here. Putin's palace, I guess, according to the map that we just saw, it's in this general area. It's probably this right here. Maybe. In any case, this is more important to protect than the strategic bombers. Shows just shows their mentality. So, why are they so obsessed with Cardiff? Cardiff, Pakistan, or India? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen other trolls say that they're from Cardiff. Yeah, right. I've known dudes from Cardiff. I think near Cardiff. I knew a dude in the Legion who was from around there. Yeah. Anyway, not from Cardiff itself, but like a town nearby or something. Yeah, it shows what Putin's priorities are, right? To protect the rich. I put Richard in timeout for 5 minutes for poor trolling skills. Yes, exactly. Good job. So anyway, so I just wanted to give a little bit of good news at the end here, besides the issue of trolling trolls. So we have confirmation that there was equipment damage. This was not reported before, as I understand it, that there was equipment damage at a nuclear power plant earlier in July. Okay, so the which one? Which power plant? The South Ukraine nuclear power plant near Mykolaiv Oblast. That's what I was wondering about. So, Mykolaiv Oblast. Let's take a look. Okay, and specifically where that power plant is, somewhere in kind of this vicinity, the vicinity of Voznesensk. And this is one of the areas that was almost reached by the Russians. They almost took this nuclear power plant. And this one was damaged in early July. And now we know, or we can pretty well surmised that this was a major cause of the terrible outages that we had this past month. And what's nice about it is that they're now reporting that this has been repaired. So, so basically, it's now been basically okay. Yeah. Reports emerged on July 18th that 2 transformers had burned down days earlier, leading to one of the reactors being disconnected from the energy networks. Okay. So the current transformers were damaged. So the electrical capacity. The question is, was that due to an attack? I don't know. Or if it was just due to over stress on the system. So this sucked. Okay. But the part I'm trying to get to is that the worst part is over now. Because of the summer temperatures are improving. It was pretty decent. Even it gets pretty hot in the middle of the day still. I gave myself freaking heat exhaustion the other yesterday by stupidly going out and doing my cardio at like noon. Just shouldn't have done that. But we're coming through. We're getting through the worst of it, and it's like we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Hopefully it's not a train. At least until the winter, I think Ukraine is going to be good. Now we have to prepare for the winter. And if you could see the room next door, you'd see all the crazy stuff that we're doing. So just take that as a positive. Also, this positive here, 60 million tons of cargo, most of that grain, have already been exported from Ukraine from the Odessa area in the last 11 months. That's freaking amazing. To 46 countries. Okay? So this, the stuff that Ukraine is doing is having a real effect. And it's really a positive thing. So I just want to end with that. And I went like 30 minutes longer than I intended to. And I apologize to all of you. Thank you very much, all of you, for coming. Please, if you get a chance, go to whyukraine.com. And even if you don't, if you can't, support my efforts to deliver things of drones and a truck to Ukraine, if you can't do that, at least go in here, click on Join the Last Alliance, and test it out. Try it out for me. Okay? And give me a report on how it's working. Okay? So, thank you very much, everybody. Slava Ukraine. До побачення.